in the month of February, and you know, it's that lovey-dovey-ish time of year again, because Valentine's Day is coming up. So my youngest came home with a list from her teacher of all the students in her class, and no instructions. So I said to her, okay, so why did your teacher give you this list? And she said, well, they were just told that they're not going to focus too much in school on Valentine's, but if the students want to bring in a card or a small gift for their classmates, that they can, but they have to, in doing that, they have to give to all the classmates so no one feels left out, which I think is a very nice gesture overall. So you know, she's working on that now. So with that said, my 8-year-old keeps insisting to me that, oh, Valentine's Day is a holiday, it's a proper holiday because it's on the calendar, even though every time she asks me, I would tell her that it's a made-up holiday. That's why it's on the calendar. It's made up by companies to sell products to people, you know. But in her 8-year-old head, she doesn't quite understand. So with all that discussion, it brought me back to when I was in my second year, and I was about 11 or 12, so I was in the second year. And my friend had a brother who was in the third year that I absolutely liked. So he was he was a football player in, you know, on the school team. He reminded me a lot of Michael Jackson, when Michael Jackson was, you know, part of the Jackson 5 in his younger years. You know, the little afro, the nice smile. So anyway, so it's around Valentine's then, and I am in my second year, and I went out and bought a Valentine's Day card, right, with the intention of giving this to this boy. I remember taking my time and writing in the card. I mean, I kept it anonymous, you know, my name, but just from, I'm not sure what I said then, but just from like an admirer. And I think that I spent some time writing a little poem in the card, and probably knowing me, I would have done something like that then. But anyway, this is my first ever Valentine's Day card that I actually gave to someone, you know, in my youth. So here I am the next day. I head off to school, card in my bag, and met my friends, and then planning now how I'm going to get this card delivered to this boy. So the plan was that I'll give the card to my friend, and she would go out on the field, because we had a school field, and he would usually be there lunchtime playing football. So she would give it to him then, and I'll be waiting with my other friends in the school. So we would be on the second floor looking out on the field, you know, so it gave us like a good vantage point to see everything taking place, right? So, you know, 11, 12 years old, heart beating rapidly, lunchtime comes, and, you know, the plan is going down. So I'm up on the second floor with my other friends, see my friend who had the card in hand walking out of the school towards the field. So, you know, we could see him off in the distance playing football, you know. So everyone's quiet and tense and, you know, nervous, as young girls are or can be, right? So we see my friend approaching the field, you know, we could see that she's calls him, he comes over to her. We see the card being, you know, given to him, right? And we see that he's standing there, opens up the card, reads through the card, you know, and all the while my heart is like, you know, you're nervous, right? So he's reading through the card, and then he puts the card back in the envelope, and then he tears it up and he throws it on the floor. So imagine that, my poor little youthful heart, in that one, you know, action, you know, devastated, right? So, and then he just walks away from it, just throws it on the field and just walks away from it. So my friend now, I think she must have been glancing back, and she was, you know, back and forth to see his reaction, knowing that we were up, you know, on the second floor watching all this taking place. And then when she turns around and she sees him walk off, but then she also sees the card on the floor. So she goes back and picks it up, you know. You know, and then she just comes back to us, and then I don't know, I was speechless. And then, you know, there was nothing else to do but just to throw it in the rubbish bin, you know. And then we just went off, and they were trying to console me. But can you imagine my poor little youthful heart seeing someone, you know, do that at that stage in life was, you know, devastating. I think I must have been a bit heartbroken at that time. I can't remember how I actually dealt with that, but I just remember it was very uncomfortable. It was the having to avoid, you know, avoid him, you know, to be that age and to have someone, um, your first Valentine, not even accept the card. Oh, how sad. Maybe that's why when my daughter asks me about Valentine, I get very cynical about it, because I'm like, that's a nonsense holiday, you know. But I must say, that young girl has grown up into a very life-savvy woman. You know, had my share of experiences in terms of love gained, love lost. I can now look back at that incident and, you know, laugh about it. The point here is just being able to see yourself through that stage, you know. And I'm wondering how my daughter will handle her first Valentine when she gets into those stages, and what her experiences will be like. If you ever had a heart-crushing experience like I did at a young age, I hope that at this stage you've gotten over it and have been able to move forward. So with that said, let me not be so cynical about Valentine's Day. I do know from life experiences that the idea of expressing love to people around you is not wrapped up into one day. I know we do get that, you know. So if you're going to show love, you know, find ways to show love in more wholesome and consistent ways, you know. So let me end by wishing all of you a very happy Valentine's Day. So happy Valentines